Hello, ninth graders. Welcome to the lesson. Please open your student's book on page 60 so that you can follow up the lesson. Today's lesson is about writing. You're going to write a picture story by narrating the story. What do we mean by narrating? Narrating a story is to tell the story. And when you tell a story, you have to use narrative tenses. You're going to use 3 types of narrative tenses: past simple, past continuous, and past perfect. Past simple. We use past simple for actions that started and finished in the past. For example, a series of events. Sentence example. When Matt went down for breakfast, Bobby looked up. So here we have the series of events. We have went and we have looked. Past continuous. We use the past continuous for background actions or a situation that continued for some time. Sentence example. Bobby was feeling worried. In this example, you can see that the action or the situation, feeling, continued for a time in the past. And now, how to use past simple and past continuous in the same sentence. We use past simple and past continuous together when one action interrupts. Sentence example. 4 spaceships were getting near the Earth when they caught fire. In this sentence, you can see the background action or the longer action, which is the past continuous, and the shorter action or the action that interrupts, which is the past simple. And when we use past simple and past continuous together, we often use while with the past continuous and when with the past simple. Finally, past perfect. We use the past perfect when an action happens before another action. Sentence example. She went to the beach. When she went to the beach, Jane had got out. In this sentence, the action that happened first is the past perfect, and the following action is past simple. Now, let's look at the story's pictures and tell what we can see. In the first picture, you can see a man walking, and there's a cafe. Maybe he was going there to have a cup of coffee or something else to drink. In the second picture, it looks like something wrong went inside the cafe. The young man have a worried look on his face, and also these are signs for loud noises coming out of the cafe. In the third picture, there's another man running and holding a handbag. It's a lady's handbag, so it can't be his. So he's a thief. He had stolen this handbag. In this picture, there's a woman screaming. Maybe she's screaming for help. Next, you can see the young man running after the thief. Then, the young man caught the thief. After that, in the last picture, the young man looks embarrassed. He saw a group of people. One of them is holding a camera, so he's a cameraman, and the other is holding a speaker. So he realized that they were shooting a film. Now let's do exercise number 1. Look at the picture story at the bottom of the page and put these events in the correct order. A. He ran after the thief, and this is picture 5. B. He heard a noise inside the cafe, and this is picture 2. C. A girl ran out shouting for help, and this is picture 4. D. A boy was walking past the cafe, and this is the first picture. E. He caught the thief, and this is picture number 6. F. He saw a film crew and realized what he had done, and this is picture number 7. G. A thief ran off with a handbag, and this is the third picture. Exercise 2. Read the beginning of the story and choose the correct answer. If you saw a robbery in broad daylight, what would you do? If you have noticed, the sentence started with if, so it's a conditional, and it's an imaginary situation, so it's the second conditional. So you have to use the past simple with the if clause, would and the infinitive with the result clause. Last weekend, a young man called Tom was walking past a cafe in town. Here the correct answer is the past continuous, because the action continued in the past and it didn't finish. He was feeling happy because he had finished work. Here we have an action that happened before another action, so the first action would be in the past perfect, and the later action would be in the past continuous. And he was going to meet his friend. Suddenly, Tom heard a loud noise inside the cafe. Here we have two actions. The longer action is the past continuous. The shorter action is heard, which interrupted the past continuous. Exercise 4. Make notes for each picture 1 to 7. Think of some details to make it interesting. Well, here's an example of how you make notes. Picture 1. Last weekend, a young man called Tom, walking past a cafe in town, happy, finish work, meet his friend. Now, I'm going to show you an example of how do we narrate these notes. And then I'm going to write notes for the second picture. And also, I'm going to narrate it. Then, I want you to do your own notes and your own narrating. This is how I've narrated the first picture. Last weekend, Tom was walking past a cafe in the town center. He was feeling very happy because he had finished work and was going home. And now these are my notes for the second picture. Hear the loud noise, people shouting, and worried. So let's do a narrating for these notes. Hear the loud noise. Suddenly, Tom heard the loud noise. Inside the cafe. People shouting. People were shouting and screaming. Worried. Tom felt worried. Because he didn't know what was happening. And now, let's read the two narrations together. Last weekend, Tom was walking past a cafe in the town center. He was feeling very happy because he had finished work and was going home. Suddenly, Tom heard a loud noise inside the cafe. People were shouting and screaming. Tom felt worried because he didn't know what was happening. Your homework. First, you have to do workbook exercises, page 45, exercise 1 and 2. Then, student's book, page 60, exercise 4 and 5. Write your own notes and your own narration. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.